So we will have 1 hour here to tell you about what we do at Baltic Environmental Forum Group in different projects to address hazardous substances in daily life. We will have a group presentation, and I would like to introduce you to the team who will be involved. Besides me, there will be Liga Pakalna from BEF Latvia. I think she's also there with a picture. You can see her. Yes, there she is, BEF Latvia. Then we have Marina Vogel from BEF Germany. She's there too. And we are still waiting for Klein. She just finished a few minutes ago another lecturing, so she will come in as soon as she has finished that. And Elionor Ferrer, our lady, our PR officer, and she's also there, I hope, with the picture, with herself. And she's moving this beautiful presentation. She has put it together, and she will also lead you to be active yourself. So we will not only speak and present something, but we will make you reflecting. So we understood it's a workshop, so we shouldn't only present. And we have some questions to you, which relate to our presentation. So please listen carefully, and I hope the interpreter team will catch our ideas very, very well, also in the Russian language. We will use the Jamboards for you all to be active, and you will get a link after our presentations in the chat. And if you write in Russian, I hope I may ask the interpreter that he or she would then overwrite the Jamboard stick in English, because some of my colleagues cannot read Russian. That's we will try. But Eli, she's from Spain. She speaks perfect German and English, but not Russian, and she wants to summarize the answers later on. So we just in the last moment understood that we might have a barrier. So we hope, Misha and the interpreter team, that you will help us here. Good. Hazardous substances in our daily life. Next slide, please. Let me shortly give you an idea about what we talk about. Hazardous substances are in many products of our daily life. I think you are very well aware of body care, cleaning agents, cosmetics, but they are in toys, in plastics, in furniture, in flooring materials, in textiles which you wear. And from these products and solid articles, they emit or evaporate and enter the wastewater system. Respectively, they pollute the indoor air and get into our bodies. And we should not ignore that, and we should really pay more attention. For example, kitchen utensils and food packaging or food contact material is often containing hazardous substances to be waterproof or fat repellent, water repellent. It contains softeners, it contains hardeners to keep the thing in a form. And these emit in the moment when you put hot or fatty or acid foodstuff into the container. So the famous bamboo cup, instead a plastic cup for coffee, is only environmental in terms of using non-fossil fuel as a material, but there is the same amount of melamine and bisphenol A with bisphenol A source in the cup, and that shouldn't be heated more than 70 degrees. So watch out where you could put your coffee in. All additives that are in textiles, and they are many, textile is the most chemical dirty business at all. It starts from producing the fabrics until transporting them with a lot of fungicides in the containers. And this goes directly to our skin because we wear it on ourselves, especially, for example, underwear and sport clothes. We breathe the VOCs emitted from many materials in our flats, in our offices, at daycare of children or elderly or whatsoever, from the floor, from the furniture, from the room textile, from the electronic equipment, the very, very much beloved Christmas lightening chains in your flat are from a very, very soft plastic, which is with a very, very big amount of phthalates. It gets warm because the lights are inside and it evaporates all the time it's on. So our target substance can harm nature and human health, and they accumulate in our environment and in our bodies. So it's not only one, it's many, and it collects in the bodies and in the environment. So we have a whole cocktail of substances in our bodies for a long time. And they are not effectively removed by wastewater treatment plants. Wastewater treatment plants were made for nutrients and phosphorus and such things, and not for nonyl phenols or something like that. So what can we do, or what do we do about hazardous substances in our daily life in BEF? Since a few years, we are focusing a lot on municipalities, so municipal entities, on small business and private households, so everyone in town, and we try to pinpoint actions and measures for them. In Nonhussity project, a famous project many of you have already heard, we demonstrated the occurrence of the substances in different countries and towns. And our conclusion is they are everywhere, in the smallest Lithuanian town that participated, as well as in Riga or in so fantastic clean Finnish city of Turku. The municipalities developed chemical action plans to acknowledge the problem and to set strategic goals. And one important finding, procurement, so shopping, purchasing, is the key. We demonstrate in the projects how the three actor groups, all of them, not only the private consumer, can make an informed choice and reduce their use of products containing hazardous substances. So our most important upstream control of the downstream Baltic Sea is no hazardous substances in products means no emissions. That's very logical. And the second finding, which we had, is that knowledge and awareness is not enough about hazardous substances at all three target groups, no matter who, especially with regard to solid articles. So that means products that have a form. There is more knowledge about detergents, cosmetics, body care. And we invest a lot into training, into information campaigns, developing easy understandable info material, and we try to develop tools as a supporting aid to start action. We are very convinced there is a lot what everyone can do. You, us, everyone. At home, at workplaces, at any facilities where you are acting or staying in the day. But we also understand and know, and I'm since 30 years doing environmental policy and environmental campaigning, it's not so easy to change consumption pattern at people. We are thinking a lot about that, how we have to change our campaigns to initiate a behavior change. This moves us at the moment a lot. And we have learned from research from a nice professor in University Greifswald, Professor Susanne Stoll-Klemann. You have heard about her, maybe some of you in our seminars also. She's researching the behavior change for environment. There's a common belief at us all, at you all, at NGOs, giving knowledge will result in pro-environmental behavior change. And that's why we all, I think you do a lot of information brochures, websites, whatsoever. But the behavioral scientists, they find out that the media, radio, TV, internet, newsprint, only account for 7 till 9% of behavior change, so less than 10%. And the rest amounts to face-to-face interactions. So our usual idea, attitude and knowledge makes behavior change is wrong. This is because we are social animals and not only act rationally. So there are very powerful tools that we were advised to use. The social norms, influence of friends, neighbors, you yourself, to use the social champions like influencers, famous people VIPs, to let people make commitments and to install prompts. That means stickers as reminders or wearing a face mask or something like that. So this is very important, and we have tried to build that into our projects. We accompany our information campaigns with practical actions that enable people to do a change. We have developed in a consortium the Scan4Chem app that shall ease decisions making at purchase moment. We developed an excellent household checking approach, face-to-face, virtual, and also as do-it-yourself tool. And that means we go to households. Marina will tell you a bit more about it. We have developed a program to involve volunteers to become our chemical ambassadors, because we understood that we all ourselves cannot do all household checks ourselves. We need hundreds, we need thousands, we need millions of people who join us. We select, meanwhile, product groups to provide a lot of easy understanding on, for example, hazardous substances in plastics, as that was our campaign. And we try to be not too generic about hazardous substances, but to bring concrete examples, concrete campaign on concrete issues, and then to work a lot on tips for alternatives. This is very, very well perceived by the public. And we do massive social media campaigns and involve many other NGOs and their networks, like you, the fantastic Coalition Clean Baltic networks. We try to get the VIPs and influencers to get role models for our messages. So this is really, really important, and it has changed our performance. Earlier, we also produced booklets and some films. So we have some actions that we want to showcase to you, and they are from different projects. And we will have from the Life Ask Reach project, the app Scan4Chem, which Liga will show you. We have from the Nonhussity and the German NGO grant project, our chemical ambassador program, which Marina will show you. And we had recently a huge social media campaign. I think many of you participated, the Non-Haz Plastic Diet, and Kai will talk about it. And she has also summarized all what we did there. And it was amazing how many people we reached. At least in the outreach, we don't know the behavior change. So this is what we will do. And I give the floor to Liga for the Scan4Chem app.
Yes, thank you, Heidrun. I hope you can hear me well. I will tell you about the Scan4Chem app that is built for using your right to know. Next slide, please. Basically, the app is free for use, and you can download it on Google Play and App Stores. Both they are available, and the app is about your right to know using the REACH 33 regulation about articles that producers and retailers need to give information about whether in the article SVHC or substances of very high concern are above 0.1%. Next slide, please. And now a little bit how it works. Basically, you just download the app, and then you can check the products for those you are interested for the harmful chemical substances. That means are the solid articles there are where are no this content shown, like not for like it's not the Scan4Chem app is not for the food, not for the cosmetics and medicine, but for the all other things like clothes, toys, hygienic utensils, and so on. For those you cannot find the ingredients. And the next step, you just scan item using your phone camera. That when your phone is having internet, that means that you will automatically read the barcode. The third picture is how the app looks in your phone. You can enter the barcode manually, or you can use the smartphone this camera to scan the barcode. And in the fourth picture, you can see that this tiny red line can recognize the barcode. The next one slide, please. It's app for every consumer, because with this app you can ask for a retailer or for a producer about every product. Just 3 steps: download, scan, and ask by sending request. This app is made for easier communication with the retailers and companies, where is noticed down all your rights according to REACH regulation, and you just need to add the barcode, product name, brand name. In some cases, the app will recognize the producer or the retailer. So sometimes if you search for that, but we are working hard to fulfill the app database. So probably sometimes you just need to enter the email by yourself. But the main idea is to encourage the communication between the consumers, retailers, and producers. The first step to make the consumers more aware about their rights and to encourage them to use more sustainable choices and to be also follow their health, and also to show the retailers and producers that there is a willingness from consumers to buy more sustainable things without the hazardous substances, and to remind them about their task to give information about harmful substances. And we really believe that every scan counts. This raising awareness on all sides can make more life sustainable, and this show this interest. And the next slide, please. A little bit about the numbers. Scan4Chem app is already available on 17 countries across the Europe, in Austria, Croatia, Czech Republic, Estonia, France, Germany, Portugal, Serbia, Macedonia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Greece, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg. And Luxembourg, the app is recognized as Scan4Chem, but Poland, Denmark, and Sweden have their own names for the app. But if you see those articles, they are the same. Like the app is the same as Scan4Chem, and this connected with the Scan4Chem system. And already more than 80,000 Europeans are using their right to know and using the app. So we are really willing to reach the 100,000 milestone. So it's quite a nice community. And next slide, please. And of course, we are also working on social media content and awareness raising. And as we are partners from different countries, then also our communication might look a little bit different, but as you see, there are some similarities between the posts. This is what you can find when you search after Scan4Chem hashtag on Instagram. So I hope you got a little closer view to Scan4Chem app, and we encourage you to more some sustainable choices. And my colleagues will of course give you another tips how you can follow all those advices, even if you are not able to use the Scan4Chem app. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Liga. And I would like to add a sentence for you people from Russia and Belarus and Ukraine. The app does not work on the products of your countries because your countries do not follow the European REACH regulation, logically. And there is obviously no right for the consumer laid down in a legislation. So I assume this is not working in that way. What is working when you are in another country and you download the app and then you can probably check products which you want to buy when you go for shopping in Finland or something like that, or Estonia. In Finland, we don't have it yet. So it's a tricky thing with regard to the barcodes and the products, because they are bound to countries, and every producer although from large international companies, has in each country different barcodes, and they tend also to have different recipes depending on how strict the environmental legislation is. So the Omo detergent in Denmark is not the same as in Poland or in Russia, which is unfortunately like that. And Misha, you have a lot to work on it still, on the international acceptance of the same rules. Okay, so much about the app. It's a communication tool and it's an activist tool. It's not so much a service tool for consumers, but of course it gives interesting information on that. Chemical ambassadors, Marina, are for us people who are volunteers, who carry our message further.
Thank you, Heidrun. Yes, as Heidrun said, I will present you the tool of the chemical ambassadors. And for this, I have to go a little bit back in the past to our project Nonhussity 1, where we developed the method of household checks. So this is when we go into people's houses and search for products that potentially contain potentially hazardous chemicals. So we did this in 60 pilot households all over Europe. And since then, as it was very successful, we continuously do more household checks. So the aim of this tool is to show the occurrence of a wide range of potentially hazardous products in every household, and to provide people consultancy in how to change to more sustainable alternatives and safer alternatives. And after a couple of months after the visit, we visit again and see what has changed. So what exactly do we do? In this tool for everyone, we call it, we do an inventory and check for products and also for potential misuses of certain products. Yeah, so for example, we check cosmetics and personal care products and cleaning agents. These products are very easy because we can check it with apps like CodeCheck or ToxFox, or maybe there's something similar in your country for scanning the barcode, and then it tells you what substances are within this product. And we do this with the people together, so it's really good to get them engaged. And then we also check for kitchenware, toys, textiles, furniture, interior accessories, and also sport equipment and utensils. So it's really checking the whole household with the people. And what did we find in these household checks? So we found out that many people hoard a lot of products that contain hazardous substances like sprays or cleaning agents with hazardous symbols on it. Also, we found that some people misuse certain products, for example, cosmetics for the dose of it, or containers and packaging. For example, of course, you shouldn't warm up or heat up plastic containers with a greasy food in it, because that makes the leaching of chemicals much more likely. We found fragrances, greenwashing products, and also a lot of products with biocides for conservation and disinfection, coloring agents, and several parabens at once, sometimes in one product, and also some critical UV filters. So what does it all have to do with the Chemical Ambassador program? We found this household check tool to be very effective because we're, like Heidrun said, in direct contact with the people face to face. So it's a really good tool to get people engaged. And so we put this into an ambassador program. The ambassador program is an educational program for teenagers and adults, so basically for everyone. It's an online learning program, and we do this via Moodle. Some of you might know it because it's often used in universities. It contains 8 live sessions, and it goes 8 weeks. So in 8 weeks, we teach people with different learning methods how they find chemicals in their household. We teach them about awareness and change, and we try to motivate them. For example, with documentaries and how to detoxify their own households and how to take action. And then the third pillar, you can see this on the bottom of the slide, is communication. So this is where the household check come into play. So we teach them argumentation strategies. We talk about what works best for environmental communication. So what people need to make a change, or what does it make more likely for them to change. And we teach them the method of the household check. So in these program, we have different learning methods. First, we have live sessions. So my colleague and I do these kind of workshops. Then we have teaching videos, background material like brochures and literature. And the fourth one is mastermind groups. And this is where people independently from the lecture meet in small groups and discuss what they have learned. Okay, so what is this for? You might have got the idea already. So we want these ambassadors to conduct household checks and give on all the knowledge that they have learned and initiate change with face-to-face interactions with their friends, their families, and people around them. For this, they get checklists from us, and they can go into the households and check for hazardous substances. And after that, we give them a feedback survey, and they give this to the people they consulted, and in the end, give it back to us. So they act as multipliers. For example, in our last round we did in spring, we had 15 ambassadors, and already yesterday we talked to them, and some of them talked to 30 people in their social environment. So it's a really good spreading, and they did a lot of household checks as well. And this way the knowledge can multiply. And after the education, we are not finished. We continuously stay in contact with ambassadors in order to guide them and give them and check and help them. Yeah, so I want to share with you some of our learnings, because we will do this ambassador program the next round again at the end of September. So what will we improve? We will let the ambassadors start the household checks within the program, because then we have a better chance on guiding them. And some have been a little bit shy in the last round. And we also want to make more promotion for the program, because we got really good feedback from the ambassadors who did the program, and they really liked what they learned. So what worked really well, what we can recommend you if you want to take on this tool, is to create a landing page, a website where you have all the knowledge, not all the knowledge, where you have all the information about the program, so people can inform themselves. And secondly, we did information events with the lecturers, so my colleague and me, and this worked very well because people could get to know us and get safe and about if they want to do it or not. And overall, it was a really good learning progress, because we had these different learning methods with the videos, and also did weekly quizzes for people to remember better what they've learned. And one more. So this is a little quote from one of our ambassadors. She said, "Since going through chemical ambassador training, I now make my purchasing decisions more consciously and can also advise friends and family on hazardous chemicals in everyday items." So I hope you enjoyed this and you might take on this tool. So I give back to Heidrun, I believe.
Yes, thank you, Marina. I cannot see from the list of participants who is German from the attendees, but Misha and Camille, I would very much like that you forward to all your German members the possibility or the invitation to invite their members and their networks to the next course. Marina will send you the link because it starts on 28th of September, and we have already quite some registration. It's virtual. It can be anyone, but it's in German language. So it can be anyone that speaks that. It doesn't matter if it's from another country. So this is a really nice thing. And there is the link in the chat already from Marina. Now, we always want to be good in social media, and we have done some smaller campaigns, but now we did a really big one. We wanted to try out how many people we can reach in a concerted action. Coalition Clean Baltic participated as well, Camille. So this is nothing new for you, but I think for your members, Kai will give a little idea about what we did in the plastic diet campaign and what was the outcome actually. How many people did we reach? Kai.
Yes, thank you. So next slide, please. So the Nonhussity plastic tide was carried out this year in the spring, in May. It started in 3rd of May and ended in 13th of June. I have put here the link in our website where all information still is on, so you can visit. But in total, the campaign was done in 14 different EU countries, not only EU, but also Russia and partly slightly Belarus had, and also CCB, as Heidrun already said, was part. There was totally 58 different social media channels used. The very well-known Facebook, Instagram, Wegkontakte, but also Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and the homepages of the participating organizations. So you can see that it's a lot of little icons where you can, by pressing on the icon, you immediately get to the channel where you can see the post. So Serbia, Portugal, so from north or south, from east to west. So in total, there was nearly 370 posts done in Instagram. I just checked it yesterday, so because we had to use the unique hashtag. So since June, there's few more posts with these hashtags, but the rounding number is still approximately the same. Plus, of course, the posts in Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and especially I would like to draw your attention to the videos done in the Russian language, which is also here is the link. So you can see they are very, how do you say, extravagant from one point of view, but it's really interesting to watch and you get some hints. And of course, the articles and interviews in the traditional media. So this accompanied the campaign. So in total, we reached 560,624 people. So a bit more than 500,000. So quite a huge amount considering the number and experience we have in the organizations. Next slide. So the campaign was set up in 6 weeks, 6 different focus topics. Textile, the risk on our skin. Then from textile, we moved to sport utensils and bathing tools with the slogan "Play Safe." Then home accessories and decorations, which I don't already mentioned, all the Christmas trees and little things, but also much, much more, the souvenirs, plastic plants, artificial plants surrounded by plastics. Then toys, which is quite understandable for people, invisible danger for our smallest. Then something that touches all of us is the food contact materials, detox your kitchen. And we ended with a very controversial topic, which is bioplastic solution or greenwashing. Next slide. So what did cause discussions? The issues that why the consumer has to bear the burden, that why all these products are in the shelves, why shouldn't the producer do already their share, and what to do with the existing items? Do we need to throw them away already, or can we use them until the end of the lifetime? How to find alternatives? For some things, it is very easy to find alternatives. Like for plastic boxes, it's easy, you move from plastic to glass or ceramics. But for others, it's more tricky. Scan for Chem, which was also part of the campaign, it caused discussion, can smaller companies also be part of this system? And the bioplastic issue, of course. Bioplastic or bio-based plastic, are the difference? Is it good? Is it bad? What are the benefits of bioplastic? Are there any benefits for the bioplastic? And to summarize, we also asked people to fill in the questionnaires, to answer in Instagram, to send feedback to our posts and comments. So this is also how we got to know. And we asked people also to fill and to predict how they would change their behavior in the future. So all the information of the campaign, the articles that have been written are still available, so you can learn, and by searching in Instagram and Facebook the hashtag #nonhusplastictired, you can also find the posts. Thank you.
Thank you, Kai. This was the campaign, and it was not only information, it was really animating people to do something. We had a weekly action. Now you go to your wardrobe and you check and take out 3 shirts and check what is written on there, and do something in your kitchen. And Wednesdays we did a scanning action always, and I think Saturdays were the quizzes, and there were the awards. And for example, from BEF Germany, we had awarded people. Marina, please correct me, but I think the main award was that somebody won a household check by our colleague Fee, yeah? Yeah, so this was the thing what we thought we could give a non-material present, and we do virtual household checks at people. We can do it also face-to-face now when everyone is vaccinated, but and before Corona we would have done that faced at the people's homes. This was very nice. We thought we would do something like top-up parties or something like which spreads all the time. Corona has hit us severely, and this is why we came up with the social media campaign, and it worked very well. We were very, very happy to have influencers involved in Sweden, in Latvia. The rising star of the Latvian influencers participated with an outreach of 23,000 posts for our messages. It was amazing. We had a German lady, she has 120 followers. So this was really something. And now, I hope you all are impressed, and as you cannot give us so much applause in the Zoom, we wanted to ask you now to participate. So don't write a whole novel on the sticky note. Yeah, so something is coming, and it's readable actually. Yes. Up ambassadors, yes. You can sort them, Ellie, by the tools.
So I think that's all. Should we move to the next slide, or we have another one, ambassadors?
And the app, yes, some more people for the app. This one in the middle is also app, I think. Interesting, nobody likes the campaign interaction. Why? Okay, so the interactiveness of the ambassadors and the multiplication and to face the engagement, I think this is what I can see here. And the Scan for Chem app to see what chemicals are in the project at home. Why it cannot be applied in the Ukraine? Yeah, that's the issue. If you are transposing EU legislation and there is a requirement of your producers to give this information, then you can also ask producers to give it to you. It's not just a volunteering thing, but in the European Union, they must answer. And or they must not answer if they don't have the substances of very high concern. And if the Ukraine, I don't know how far you are with implementing the REACH legislation. So this is what you have to check yourself. And then of course you can start such a project and connect to us. But the problem is the legal background. It's not so simple. Because it means that the companies, we need companies to enter and to inform about the ingredients. And if there is no legal background, no stick to force them, then this is not so easy. Okay, then we asked the next slide. What would work in your country? or in your society, and what would not work. And maybe you could write your country name, and then you could think a little bit what would work, because societies are different. Maybe there are societies who would not like to open the doors to ambassadors. Yes, and the app is existing also in Sweden, and it's the Swedish Consumer Council, Consumer Association, which is the hosting NGO actually. Check Chemi. It's the Danish one. Kemikalien-Lupen. The humble Swedes. Ambassadors would have less opportunities. Why? Because you are so few people in Estonia, or because you are shy? Yes, the campaigns work, and we had the biggest outreach in Germany. It was massive, yes. And the influencers do have big communities, and they can make people doing something. And also the influencers themselves got positive comments. We had one lady with 120,000 followers, and she was about decorations and accessories, and she was posting and she was writing that usually she always has been the queen of the glue pistol, and now she learned that this is actually a really hazardous thing when participating in our project, and she now would like to invite people to make decorations, I think from shells or flowers, without the glue. And somebody wrote from her followers in her comments, very good that you also start thinking about that. So that was something really. Yeah. Next question. What would you like to try out from the presented tool?
So 1, 2, and 4, this is household checks, and up is comfort cam, and the number 4, checked web app, which is from the Nonhussity project, this one.
The check ED, the web app for checking your household for endocrine disrupting chemicals, yes. And everybody loves the household checks. I would ask Marina, I mean, maybe we have to collect a group among the CCB members, Misha, and also among the members of our other consortium and friends, and ask if they would like to learn the household checks online and become chemical ambassadors. Maybe we could integrate that. Nobody says in our German grant that it must be German organizations. But it would mean that we will have to translate a lot of the materials into English. And that's the question if Emily can be active in that. The household check guidebook we do have in English.
Yes, I think it might be possible to translate the live sessions material.
Misha, do you have funds for translation into Russian?
Well, depends on the costs, of course, associated.
Maybe we should talk after the meeting. We have this guidebook. Camille knows it. Detox Your Home. This picture one. It's in English and in German. So you can look at the English and you can think if it would be wise to. Do we have it in Russian language from Nonhussity? Did they translate it, Natasha's team or the Eco Union? No.
Yeah, we have the office guide, I think, in Russian.
The office guide we have in Russian language.
It's really nice.
Okay, let's think a little bit. And if you have some funds for translation into Russian, we could discuss. We do also have there are the colleagues who participated in the Nonhussity team, and maybe they have translated some of our guidance in Russian language. If you look at the Think Before website and the Russian and also the Belarusian homepages, and there are some materials in Russian. We do have some materials in English. And we could consider if we could maybe offer an ambassador program at the beginning of the year. It needs preparation from our side in English language or something. If we could, I'm trying to set up a live project exactly on that. And that would be then to make more ambassadors. But we could do a first trial with your people if we could collect a group that would like to learn the household checks, and then we could try how it works in English online, virtual. That would be it for testing purpose, not a full education.
Yeah, it's a pity that Evgeny, I think, has left.
He's
Evgeny
coming in
Lobanov.
and getting out all the time. I see he pops up
Well,
and leaves.
it was another Evgeny. We have two Evgenys at the same time.
Okay.
So, but it looks like that Evgeny Lobanov, who is our working area leader on hazardous substances, he had to leave after his
he's a
presentation.
part in our project preparation group
so
for the Change Now.
You
but
can
it would be good
him.
to do a test, thing so that we could know what it would mean in terms of costs also if we really go for it. And maybe this group here, if you are now so thrilled about number one, the household checks, we could make a trial, a short seminar, a little bit ex-promptu, then it doesn't have to be so perfect, Marina. Of course, Marina is a perfectionist, so doing something not perfect is not possible, but maybe we could try together with the colleagues here who would like to learn it. There's another Evgeny again, but that's the other one. Okay. So that we could think. With regard to the app, Liga is the contact person, Liga's email address. Liga puts it into the chat, and those of you who want to replicate the app in the country, if it's not yet there, so it's in Poland, it's in Sweden, it's not in Finland, in Estonia it should be nearly ready, Kai, or is it already launched? I don't know. So it's in all other languages except in Russian and Ukrainian and in Belarus, of course, because of this legal thing. But if there is a Ukrainian trial, because you are implementing REACH regulation anyway already, I think you could be in contact with Liga, and then Liga, it could be facilitated to the D3 action lead, European Environmental Bureau, and to UBA, to Ioannis, to Eva, that we could try to think. I mean, why not replicating to non-EU countries? It's really good. Okay, let's think about it. I hope you liked our inputs and the ideas.